Anytime your mum says, "Oh, Scotty," I'm proud. I'm really proud. Is that a good accent?
She's not Scottish. My mum's not Scottish. My dad's Scottish.
Welcome to Pavement to Pitch. I'm the boy HP at the Source, Harry PINERO, and I'm stood next to Manchester United's midfielder, Scott McTominay. How you doing today, mate?
I'm all good. How are you?
You good?
All good? Yeah, not
Looking
too bad.
tall though. I'm not gonna lie.
He's bigger than me.
Where did you grow up and what was your childhood like?
I was born in Lancaster. That's where my mum and dad still live and all my family. My dad moved down from Scotland for work and then that was it. I was going to Man United training ground since I was like 5 years old, and me and my friends would be out on the streets until so late whenever you're such young kids, like 10, 11 o'clock at night when it's getting dark, still playing football all the time and different games that you used to play when you were kids. And no, they were the best times for me. Whenever you're a young kid like that and you're growing up, it's special, and stuff like that you look back on. And whenever I go back to my mum and dad's house now, still see the similar people you grew up with. It's so nice to see as well.
Well, what's that feeling like though? Because you kind of made it from the beginning, knowing and supporting United, I guess, to actually starting to play for them as well. Like, what was that transition like, and actually living that dream basically?
Yeah, obviously, whenever I was 5, I went to the development centres, and you're a Man United fan from the get-go. Then, like, the only thing you see is the Cliff, Carrington, Littleton Road was it's so good. Like the places that they used to take us to all over the world was amazing when we was such young kids. And you're going back to your school friends and they're like asking about it and wanting to know. And as you get older and older, that Man United DNA is just like instilled in you, and like you do anything for the football club that you love and that you've grown up with for so many years. That's been so loyal to me, and obviously vice versa as well. So no, it's, as you say, it is a dream to play for Man United, which every young kid should want to aspire to.
You do my job, I do yours. I can control the midfield.
But no, it is special. It's a very, very special club.
Was there like a particular memory of Carrington, like when you first walked in there? Like, did you see a certain play and you was like, oh my God, like, that's that guy, that's Paul Scholes? Or what was it like? In
the building at Carrington on the academy side, there's a hallway that you walk up, and there's like all the famous academy players throughout the years, like on either side of the wall. And like you're only a little kid, like you're walking up and you're seeing these Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, all these absolute legends on the side of the wall. And then like 2 years ago, I seen Marcus's face, Axel's face on the wall, and it's special with, and to see him in the situation that they're in now it's inspiring for me as well. Like even though I'm in a similar situation. So, but no, that's probably one of the best ones from Carrington. If you ever go, it's just.
If I ever go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you can build a little friendship there, you know what I'm saying? I'll be there. But was there any like words of advice that you got from a player, ex-player, legend, or whatever that kind of stuck with you as you was growing up as well?
The best one that I ever got was from a lad that he was three years older than me at the time, and he was called Paddy McNair. Obviously, Paddy McNair's played many games for the first team. And Paddy always said to me, like, keep working hard, keep that mentality every day. Just maintain that throughout your career, and you'll not go far wrong. I remember it was because I stayed at his digs for a week, and me and Paddy were similar. We were both really small at 15, 16, 17, and then we went really, really tall. And
there's a social distance. I'm not going to touch him, but he's got arms on him. Not like mine, but you know, he's working on it.
So he was the one who, because we were in similar situations, he was the one who was making sure that, like, if you ever need anything, let me know. He was obviously a senior player to me. He was in the under-18s at the time, and whenever you're injured, whenever I was at 16, 17, it's difficult, you know. It's difficult for young kids to accept that whenever you're not playing with your mates and stuff like that. So he was massive for me at that time, Paddy.
Shout out Paddy, man.
Good guy, very good guy, legend.
So you're obviously a confident player, a confident person first and foremost, but what's it like taking those attributes into the Man United dressing room amongst different type of talented players from different places around the world as well?
Yeah, we've got some world superstars in our dressing room, but as I say, when everyone comes together in the dressing room, everybody's pushing one way, and that's for the team to do well. So it doesn't really matter how you are, you just have to be yourself, and if that's being loud and vocal in the changing room, then be loud and vocal. If you're a young 18-year-old kid coming through, like, the manager will love to see something like that, a young kid really wanting to take charge and do his best for the team and really push everyone else to get to where we want to be. And results over the last couple of years for our standards at Man United haven't been there. So for us, we're getting that that continuity now where we're getting big characters in the dressing room and everybody's wanting to do the best for the football club, and I'm sure in years to come it'll come.
You know, when you have the young players coming through, because I think that's one thing Man United do well is bring young players through. You've been in the system longer than most of the players. What advice do you give to them to make them feel at home? Or are you one of those players that take people under your shoulder and say, no, this is the right way you need to be doing things?
I think all the lads are always like, you look at Jesse, Marcus, whenever I first come into the first team, they were straight as an arrow. Like, they expected high standards from you, but they welcome you with open arms, because they know that the boys who are coming up to the first team are good enough and they're ready to play as well. And everybody in the changing room, different cultures that we've got, people from all different backgrounds are all together. It genuinely is like a family environment. Obviously, it's different now with COVID. Everyone's in separate change rooms and stuff like that, so it's more difficult now. But no, I think obviously you have to be yourself in terms of everybody wants the same thing, and that's to win at all costs.
Does it still hit you like when you walk in there and it's like, I actually play for Manchester United? Does it still feel the same way it felt when you first probably signed your contract as a kid?
I genuinely don't think it has sunk in. It's probably one of them for me where I'll look back at my career and however many years you spend, hopefully it'll be your whole career, you never know. But it'll probably sink in once your career's over. Like, that was a special time in your life where it's going 100 miles an hour and sometimes you have to reset and think about it. And my family are very, very humble people. They would never let you get too ahead of yourself or think that whatever you are when you're not. You've played for Man United, but you've not won any trophies yet. You've not done certain things in the game that you want to achieve, and they're always pushing me behind the scenes that people don't see, which is so important for young players as well.
Did you have any jobs before playing football? And if you didn't, what would you have been doing if you wasn't playing football?
It's a difficult one, that. I like, whenever I was in school, I was really into business. So I was very interested in business studies, obviously.
What, Forex trading?
Trading, stock market, a bit of everything, yeah. So I enjoy all that. That's things that I do in my spare time as well, and obviously golf, cricket, snooker as well. So I would have liked to have thought that I'd have been in some sort of sport. I like running as well, to be fair. I do enjoy that as well. So, but maybe following my dad's footsteps, you never know. You never know what can happen if you're not a football player. It's difficult one to think about, to be fair.
Well, thank God you played for Man United. That's a good thing. You picked the right thing. What has been like the greatest challenge of your career so far? Now
I look back at it, I might not have thought this at the time, but whenever I was 16, 17, I was really small. I was like 5'6", couldn't get anywhere near the team. My groins, my hips, I had no coordination, and I was injured for 2 years in the youth team, and that's pivotal.
What was that like, though?
Pivotal years whenever you're growing up. That's so important for young players to really like kick on and develop. And I played one game and it was against Bolton away. I remember going home and my dad, like, we were so happy that I'd played one game in the youth team, and then all of a sudden, like, because for years and years I was working so hard, like it was literally it's still the same now, but it was get home, train, eat, sleep, repeat every single day for like 3 years, and you find yourself in the reserves and you get to the height I am now, you get to the physical size that you are now, and it's like, oh, this is what's going on. Like, this is a lot easier than what I expected, and I started to do really well, and then the hard work that eventually catches up with some good timing as well with the old manager who was here. So now I look back at it, if I'd known in my mind how difficult it is to get to where you are, I would have written myself off. I would have said, if I was at any other football club who financially are in a different stage to Man United, I wouldn't be a footballer. I'm very, very, very sure of that.
That's pretty deep. So what's the most memorable moment like in your footballing career? Because there's many. I was there when you scored that goal against Arsenal, no backlift.
McTominay! Oh, what a goal!
But what was the moment where you remember and you can't forget about?
Man City, whenever I scored at home, I went back to my mum and dad's. Well, I went back to my house at mum and dad and all my family there. And like, we just looked at each other and was like, did that just happen? Like, we were so in shock, and my mum just said like she was so proud of me. And I think stuff like that is whenever your mum says something like that to you.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different. It's totally. My dad doesn't have to say anything, but like my dad.
But you know, though, I feel like with men, we've got that thing where it's like, I'm proud.
My dad doesn't have to say nothing. Like my dad's proud regardless whether you play good, you play bad. We never speak about if I play bad, it's brush your hands onto the next game, son, don't worry about it. He's always been like that through my career, and it's an absolute credit to him, because a lot of parents can get carried away in a bubble like Manchester United, but he was so calm throughout the whole way. And whenever your mum says that she's proud of you, that's possibly like the best feeling that you could ever.
I think that's right. I think if any time your mum says, "Oh, Scotty, I'm proud. I'm really proud." Is that a good accent?
She's not Scottish. My mum's not Scottish. My dad's Scottish. So yeah, she's from Lancaster. So she's got an accent like me. But yeah, it is stuff like that where it really hits home, and it's like, yeah, that was special, to be fair.
Your position in midfield is probably like the most dominated in the club. What is it like playing with Pogba and Bruno and Fred? Because it's such a competitive position, but you always seem to shine in it. How do you find that?
And Nemanja as well, Donny. Nemanja's been absolutely amazing for me over the 3 years, I think it is, that he's been at the football club. From minute one when he come in, he helped me, because we were obviously similar size, similar positions, stuff like that. He helped me so much mentally as well, like the way that you approach games and how you should approach your life as well. In terms of his background story was so interesting to listen to, but the quality that we have is ridiculous, and it's, in my opinion, it's up there with the very best. And,
it is.
And for me to be learning off these players day in, day out, and obviously you got Bruno who've come in, Donny, two amazing players in very similar positions, so the competition's healthy, and I think that's a good sign for everybody at the football club. If you've got that all around every single position, then it creates a winning mentality, and that's what everybody is striving towards.
Yeah, was there any like football idols that you looked up to and kind of based your game around and thought, you know what, I want to play like how he plays?
There was a lot, like obviously whenever I was 16, I was a small one, so I'm looking at all the smaller guys and watching them and analysing them and thinking like, wow, like it's amazing how they do it, and then like it changes quick, you know. So then you're looking at Pogba. I remember watching Pogba when he was at Juventus and I was in the reserves at United, and I was like, these guys.
How unreal is he? Because there's a lot of they don't know. It's like people don't see how great he is.
People don't know him. People don't.
He's unreal.
People don't know him for who he is, and he's very misunderstood, in my opinion anyway, for the way that he is, his personality, what he brings to the team. Obviously, he can have a bad game. Everyone can have a bad game, but because it's Paul Pogba, it's magnified to a different level. But whenever he plays well, he's up there with the very best. Up there with the very best. Top class.
Obviously, you're a strong guy. I don't expect you to fare anything. But are there any players that you've played against and you're like, oh, please, don't give me a bad game? Or have you just looked at them and thought this would be a nightmare playing against you?
Do you know what? I don't really approach it like that. I actually, it sounds cliche, but I actually like enjoy that. Like, I don't actually mind coming up. I prefer playing the very best than not doing. Obviously, when you play against Messi, I think like I just enjoy that challenge of like, I'm gonna rough him up. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm
gonna rough him up. I love it.
He ain't gonna have an easy day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously, it's having that mentality every game where you need to be like that. And obviously, the players that I've played against have been special. Like Hazard, Willian, when we played Chelsea, whenever I first broke in. Like, these guys were so sharp, and it was a bit of a, wasn't a reality check, but it gets you up to speed quick with how sharp these guys are. Wilfried Zaha's another one. Like, the people, like, they don't realise how sharp these players are, and obviously Messi you don't really have to talk about. But yeah, in terms of midfield players, there's a lot. Like, sometimes you know that it's going to be a tough day today, and you're gonna have to dig in.
I mean, we've seen Marcus Rashford break through as one of the standout players for Manchester United, but we've got Mason Greenwood that's just come through as well. I've seen him play, but how good is he as a player, and do you see him becoming one of the greatest in the world? Because I do.
Mason's just turned 19 today, actually. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mace.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mason. I don't want to like put too much pressure on Mason or say too much, but one thing I will say, if he keeps working hard and he keeps going the way that he's going, his life off the pitch has to be football, and it is. He can be whatever he wants. The sky is genuinely the limit for somebody like Mason, but that's feet firmly on the ground, and we'll see where he gets to. But he is.
Listen to Uncle Scott.
He is. He's a good lad, Mason.
Yeah, love that. So, Scotty, how would your United teammates describe you?
Just nice kid. Like, get on with everyone. Like, not really a problem in that respect, and always up for whatever everyone's doing. I'm always there. If we're going out for team dinner, team night out, I'm always there.
How important is that though, having the chemistry off the field? Because you see a lot of players, you can kind of tell, I don't speak to this guy after we finish training and whatnot, but is there like a unity within United?
I love it. I love it when we go for team dinners and stuff like that. Like, obviously we don't go for nights out together because the schedule's too tough to arrange something like that, but team dinners can be more easy arranged, and it's good. That's what everybody in the squad wants, and that's what we're getting more of this year with the new manager. Well, I say new, but Ollie, who's come in a couple of years, and obviously for all the squad, that's good. It's getting everybody together, and it's important for a dressing room, that, in my opinion.
Who was your Manchester United legend that when you was growing up, you was like, I want to be him, or he was the one that was you put his number on the back of your jersey? Who was that? Don't say Harry PINERO.
I would probably say I'd say Paul Scholes, yeah, 100%.
I knew there was something about you.
Yeah.
I knew it, because for me, I think he is arguably the best Man United player we've had in terms of how integral he was.
I think he's the best Premier League player I've ever seen.
Ever. I don't think there's going to be a better centre mid than him.
No, because when you watch him, some of the stories you hear about him are ridiculous as well, and obviously being in and around the same environment as him and watching his games from previous years, it's amazing to watch somebody like him because you can learn so much. Is
it true that Ronaldo was trying to hit a tree and then Scholes just came out of nowhere and hit it one time, walked off?
I've heard a lot of stories, to be fair. I've heard different stories about turning light switches on in the corner of the room with a football and stuff like that. It gets silly, to be fair, and obviously I'm one of them people, I don't believe nothing until I see it, so until I see it then. But for someone like Paul Scholes, I definitely don't doubt that.
Obviously, you've got a tough schedule right now with what's happening with COVID and football right now, but what does a day off for Scott McTominay look like? I do like to get up early if it's, like, sometimes I can sleep for hours and hours. Like, I can sleep for 11 hours, no problem. Like 11 hours?
Yeah, I can go sleep.
Sure, you good?
I can go to sleep at 10 o'clock, not 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock and wake up at 11, no problem. But normally, and then the day's gone then. So I'd normally like to wake up like a little bit earlier, probably go and play golf with 3 of my mates, and then go for lunch, and then just chill. If it's a Sunday, then watch all the football.
Would you say being a football player, your schedule is very, very tight, and it's basically based around being a football player, basically?
Yeah, like your life is football, and if you don't like enjoy that life, then you sort of have to, because that's the way that it is. Like your life is literally train, go home, rest, go to sleep, wake up the next day, football. Like, your mind should just be focused on football. Obviously, whenever you get downtime, you get weeks off and stuff like that, it's important to go on holiday, enjoy yourself, go and have a party and stuff like that. But whenever it's throughout the season, it's important that you're properly dialed in.
Champions League ball here. Obviously, you've achieved so much in your career. We're finally in the Champions League again. What do you hope to achieve this season?
In terms of Champions League football, that was so important for the whole football club. As a group, we needed that. With how the season started last year, and obviously the sloppy results that we had, like to end the season on a really good run was so important for us. And obviously Champions League is a competition that anything can happen in the Champions League. Like, if you go strong and the mentality is there, we've got the players to play against anybody, and everybody in that squad is more than confident of doing that as well. And obviously the teams that are in it are some amazing teams with some top players as well. But for us, it's just having no fear and approaching it with an open mindset. A mindset where we go to win every single game, whether that's a group stage where we're already through or not. We have to win, and I think that can only lead to success. But for all the fans like yourself, it must be an amazing feeling for the whole club as in general to be back in the Champions League.
Do you know what's so mad? When I watch the Champions League and I hear like, I get goosebumps. So when you're standing,
when there's no fans there, it's like it's not the same.
So would you say that, like, obviously, but like playing without the fans, does it take away from the magnitude of games sometimes, or is it like you need that just to psych you up a bit more? I
wouldn't say it takes away the magnitude. I would say it takes away more the special feeling of a game. Do you know that, like, whenever there's 75,000 people in the stadium, when you watch, like, you get that feeling like this game's like a special one, and it's like with the games that are happening now, you sort of have to have that in the dressing room, like building that up yourself, where it's this is a big game, boys. You know what I mean? So we have to go proper, and obviously for us with no fans there, it's tough. Like the fans don't realise how much of a toll it takes on the players that they're not there to watch them, because that's their inspiration, who are cheering them on every single week, and to not have them there, it's not easy. Not easy.
Thank you so much for your time, Scott. Hopefully I can see you again at Old Trafford playing Pingenham, hopefully. But guys, listen, subscribe, make sure you like, comment. I'm HP at the Source, and we're out.
That ain't bad.